Be ready. 10 seconds to go. Start. Sir, I rise to support the HIV bill and I congratulate the health minister for finally bringing this bill. It has been under discussion for almost 25 years. The first time the bill was introduced in February 2014, and today we will pass this bill unanimously and enthusiastically. But I would like to make three general points and two very specific points on the bill. Sir, all the suggestions made by the standing committee have been accepted by the minister. I once again congratulate him for that and I wish all such bills by his government go through the standing committee process and I wish all standing committee recommendations are given the same degree of seriousness that the health minister has given to this bill's recommendations. First of all, I would like to say that this issue of HIV AIDS is an issue on which there is no politics. My mind goes back to the 26th of June 2001. There was a special session of the UN General Assembly on HIV AIDS on June 26, 2001. Sir, in that assembly, on behalf of the government, a statement was made by Srimati Sonia Gandhi, who was then the leader of the opposition and the Congress president. Sir, it is quite remarkable that at an UN General Assembly, a statement on behalf of the Government of India with the Health Minister being present was made by the leader of the opposition. She said in India we have an all party consensus on this issue demonstrated by my speaking to you as leader of opposition on behalf of my country. Sir, this is the spirit that should guide democratic functioning, and this is the spirit that should guide building a universal consensus on such an important issue. Sir, 20 years ago, the headlines were that India is on an AIDS volcano. In states like Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Goa, the prevalence rates are still very high. But I do want to acknowledge, sir, that there is one state which has shown a consistently declining prevalence rate, and that is Tamil Nadu. What happens in Tamil Nadu is that, in spite of all the political acrobatics that take place, it consistently delivers superior health outcomes. Barring Kerala, Tamil Nadu is the most advanced state in this country in terms of health indicators, and that is reflected in its performance on HIV AIDS prevalence. I wish other states of this country follow Tamil Nadu's example. Sir, for the last 15 to 20 years, the AIDS control program in India has been supported externally. But that era is over. We now have to support it on our own. I think the Honorable Minister should take us into confidence and say that resources will not be a problem for the National AIDS Control Organization because we no longer have the luxury of external funding and we will have to support the AIDS control program on our own. Sir, my final general point is that the one area where we have shown weakness is blood banks. I am sorry to point out, sir, that money allocated for blood banks, particularly in Delhi, Chennai, and some other metropolitan areas, is not being used. But it is truly an extraordinary situation where we are allocating money and the money is not being spent for something as important as a blood bank. So, I would flag this issue for the Honorable Minister's attention in spite of the fact that all the recommendations of the standing committee have been accepted. I just make 2 points. In clause 14 of the bill, the words used are as far as possible. Sir, this was a big debate that took place in the standing committee. It is a debate that is taking place in the health community that this is not a phrase that should have figured in the bill. I would have preferred as far as feasible. That is one step better than as far as possible. But the ideal solution is to remove as far as possible because antiretroviral therapy and diagnostics should be a right of every HIV patient. My colleague will be introducing an amendment and I hope all the members will support this amendment. Sir, my second and final point is on clause 24. Sir, clause 24 deals with ombudsman, but it has left the entire issue of ombudsman to the state government. How will they be selected? What will they do? How will they function? The operational protocol for the ombudsman has been left with the state. I request the Honorable Minister to circulate model guidelines and, if possible, include those guidelines in the rules that will be notified for this act so that there is uniformity across states in the functioning of the ombudsman, who is so critical for the implementation of this bill. Sir, with these words, I once again congratulate the Health Minister for taking into account all recommendations of the Standing Committee, and I wish his example is followed by the rest of the ministerial cabinet. Stop.